I don't know what I'm doing.
How does it sound? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. We are at VTX downtown right now, and you are at Version City Studios.
I'm in the
Correct?
living room chilling.
Chilling right now. So this is our first time doing an artist interview on Instagram Live for, our upcoming event. We do VTX Live every Sunday, and King Django will be joining us. So it's an honor to have you on to talk a little bit about your music and what it is you do so people can kind of know what to expect. Oh, damn, that changed the picture. Oh, you
Hey,
throwing
what are these
filters on
things,
there?
man?
We got some people tuning in. I really appreciate everyone tuning in. If you're just joining, we're about to do an interview with King Django, who is currently experimenting with some
Whoa,
filters.
that's how I felt.
All right, once you get set up and you're comfortable with your filters, let me know because you're gonna hop right into it.
I'm right here. There you go.
You got the mustache. Oh, damn.
I don't know.
I see you got the trombone in the back. That's what's up.
Word. Well, the mustache is gone. Good, good, good.
All right, yeah, now you're clean
What's up,
again.
Matt?
Word
I
up,
never
bro.
did this before.
What'd you say?
I never did this before.
Never did this before?
No.
Well, as I say, there's a first time for everything. We got a bunch of people tuning in. I really appreciate this.
You do?
So
I am fat, Matt. It's not the filters, it's the fat.
it's just the fat.
Yeah.
Oh man.
He said the filters make me look fat. I'm like, turn them off, I still look fat.
One of those looked extra wavy though. I don't even know how to do any of that stuff.
What's going on?
Everything's good, man. Really excited to have your band at VTX Live this Sunday at 8 p.m. Tell us a little bit about like your musical style and what your influences are and what type of music you guys are going to be playing.
Well, I started playing music expressly to start playing Jamaican music. That was a long time ago. So, that's kind of like always my home base, Since then, I played a lot of different stuff. I have my time in the hardcore scene in New York with Murphy's Law. And I did some punk rock stuff and played a lot of klezmer music for a minute, and been played like vaudeville and Tin Pan Alley and country music and rhythm and blues and soul. Just kind of like people music, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man, that sounds fun. So, like, didn't you live in Jamaica for a little while?
I wouldn't say I lived there, but I spent a lot of time there, like many times, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I used to go there several times a year for a while and stay there for extended periods. But yeah, I wouldn't say I really lived there like extended, you know what I mean? Friends of mine have gone there and stayed there for a long time.
What is it that originally got you interested in Jamaican music?
That's a good question. I don't know. Before that, I just grew up in Brooklyn and listening to like everything that everybody was listening to was like tons of Motown, Stevie Wonder and whatever's on the radio, like a lot of I grew up with like pretty eclectic for American music, but it was all American and English music, you know what I mean? Pink Floyd, the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, Led Zeppelin, like classic rock, which was just rock at the time, I guess. And like, Peter, Paul and Mary and like, Joni Mitchell and, all this kind of stuff. James Taylor, like, Steppenwolf, like that was just what was around, everything, just everything that was you just hear it normally. And then it turned to disco at a certain time. And right after I started going to school in Manhattan when I was like 12 years old. And I just started getting exposed to all this different music. And one of the big things that was happening at that time was the English two-tone music, which is like kind of a British fusion of like rock, punk rock, reggae, you know, and some ska and rock steady mixed in there. And then I got really into that somehow. And then from there, I just started reading about it and learning where it came from. I think I just was like, wow, this is some cool different stuff I never heard of or whatever. And then I just happened to live in Brooklyn, which was like really easy to get ska and reggae records from Jamaica at that time in Brooklyn. So yeah, just kind of went like that. I was into like two-tone and other stuff too at the time, but I don't know. It was like a new language to learn, like musically and also, you know, linguistically. It was fascinating to me. And it was stuff I never really heard before that way, like trombone, you know.
Word.
And
you
like
were already
popular
playing
music.
trombone at the time?
What's that?
You were already playing trombone at the time?
No, I started to play trombone to play ska.
Mm. That's awesome. So like, how did you end up making it to Jamaica? And what was like your first experience?
I waited a really long time, you know. I didn't want to just go there without knowing anyone and like go and do the tourist thing, you know. So I just did my thing here and waited until the opportunity arose to go there and like go visit the real Jamaica, you know what I mean? So I went down there with I had done a record in like 2000-ish, 2001-ish, I think. I don't remember what year it came out, but it's kind of early when I came here. When I moved out to Jersey, did a record with a friend of mine where we got a lot of Jamaican singers to come out here mostly. Some of them recorded their vocals in Jamaica, but mostly we had them come out here to the house. They were in Brooklyn or they were visiting or whatever. And, you know, through that I became friendly with Bertram Brown of Freedom Sounds label. And then, you know, he was also friendly with my close friend Ira, who was the owner of Jammyland Records downtown. It was a big reggae store downtown, which was across the street from the original Virgin City studio on East 3rd Street in Manhattan. And so then, you know, Ira had actually lived there a long time, way back in the day. And so then, you know, I had the connect to go and really, you know, visit Jamaica in the way that I wanted to. And so I started going down there a lot after that.
Benjamin's got a question for you. He said, where can we hear these dub plates from that era?
What did you say?
No, I said there's a question in here from Bohemian Rap CD. Where can we hear these dub plates from that era?
The album I'm talking about, they're not really dub plates. Like we did record a lot of specials here for different sound systems, so you'd have to probably look for those sound systems to hear those. But Jock Culture Sound has a lot of really good ones because he was on like every session and always used to ask for really unique stuff. But the record I'm talking about was Virgin City Rockers' Darker Roots. Bless. Looks like Rocker T is in the house. And so Virgin City Rockers' Darker Roots. And then a lot of the stuff that I did when I was going down to Jamaica came out on Fortitude Rhythm album, which has like 16 different takes on the Fortitude Rhythm. The funny thing was that, you know, when I started working with Mr. Brown, he never wanted me to change the rhythm. He wanted to just keep using the same rhythm over and over. And we just use it and use it. I say, Mr. Brown, can I do another? No, same one. Yo, I got this rhythm. No, same rhythm. Same rhythm. Mr. B, I think it's time we change over to a new same rhythm, man, same rhythm. So, so we just kept using the same rhythm over and over and over again, and we did like I think about over a dozen 45s on the same rhythm, you know. Yeah, Gideon's got one on there too. He just hailed us up. So yeah, Mr. B just want to keep using the same rhythm, same rhythm, same rhythm, and so that turned out to be the Fortitude Rhythm album, you know.
Is that how you came up with the name Version City, or was that before then?
No, I mean Version City, you know, actually to tell the truth of it, I believe Agent J is the one from Virgin City Rockers, Crazy Ballhead. He's in Slackers now, Stubborn All Stars guitar player. And I think that he was the one that said, yo, you should call it Version City. Go with Version City. And it's actually, you know, homage to a Clash song.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean, it definitely for us referred to the fact that, you know, this Jamaican concept of version, where you just take the same things and basically pastiche, you know, like same rhythm, 16 different artists on top of it. Or, you know, sometimes you have the same drum and bass and all new keyboards and guitars and new horns on it. Or, you know what I mean? Like now you take that same drum and bass with the same stuff and boom, you put a horn section instrumental on top of it. And now you get another singer and you take part of that horn head and that's the A section. Then the singer comes in and then, you know what I mean? Then you could take that horn head, that singer's verse, and then take away the choruses and put a DJ chorus rapping, you know what I mean? And that just like was really something that was really exciting for us, you know, as fans of that kind of music. Like, you know, you always like get excited when you hear a new thing. It's like the old thing, but like a twist on it, you know what I mean? So it's like a really intrinsic part of reggae, really, you know?
That's really awesome. That's cool.
Excess amounts, says Matt Wixon.
So does that tie into like some of your experience with songwriting, or did you start maybe like writing after you had experimented with like all those versions?
No, I think like I was like, you know, it kind of, I mean, I started writing songs before I knew any of this stuff, you know what I mean? So, you know, I think at first when I started writing, I don't think I really studied songwriting at first, you know, like just started writing lyrics, you know, lyric poetry. And then, you know, I feel like version is like a different, you can write songs like, you know, in that format, but I feel like it's very different than like classic or traditional songwriting in the sense that, you know, if I want to write something that's like a song, it's always going to start with like lyrics and melody. And then I'm going to add accompaniment and, you know, figure out what key I want to sing it in and then figure out what's happening in the chords. You know what I mean? Like everything's going to be suggested by the top line, you know, the melody. But if you're doing version, it's like, boom, there's that. And you're, you know, especially like as a DJ or a freestyle DJ. And when I see DJ, I mean, for people that don't know, Jamaican rapping, you know, you know, you just, it's more like rap than songwriting, you know what I mean? So it's really all about lyrics. It does have a more melodic style than most hip hop, but still it's just really all about lyrics and like wordplay and like how you use your voice and your mouth and stuff, you know? But yeah, songwriting is like a multifaceted concept, you know?
For sure.
A lot of things depend on a lot of things.
Definitely. I want to take one moment for everyone that's tuned in and do like a little shameless plug, because we got King Django this Sunday at 8 p.m. We're streaming live with his band, youtube.com/VTX Studios. We're going to be live on YouTube. Tell us a little bit about your band, how your styles progressed over time, and what you're going to be presenting this Sunday.
So Sunday's going to be a quintet. We have the newest addition to the lineup, Mr. Ian Young, who you actually referred me to on the double bass. And you know, basically because we love Ian playing the stand-up bass, we chose the set list around that. Around older material, I would say, like older style material, more in the 40s through 60s vein. So it's going to be rhythm and blues, ska, mento, a lot of ska. And yeah, that's what we're going to do, you know.
Who else is going to be joining in your band?
On the drums, we got Mr. Ben Curitan. And on the bass, we got Ian. On the guitar, we got Mr. Tim Zielinski. And on the saxophone, the tenor saxophone, and I wonder if he's going to bring the clarinet, Mr. Mike Benson. And a friend of mine introduced me to Mike, and he brought Ben and Tim along a few years ago. And yeah. Are we going to play any ska? Yeah, I think we're going to play some ska.
That would be nice. Ska would be nice.
Bass, you know?
Yeah, if anyone that's tuned in, you can drop questions into the comments. Anything you want to ask King Django.
They don't stay on my screen. Do they stay on yours?
You have to like swipe up from the bottom, and it'll display more at a time. But they kind of scroll through. You see that?
Yeah, oh yeah, I can scroll down. Yeah. But I only see like a very small window.
How many you got? I got like 5 comments at a time.
I just see them Jine and Jine. Justin, JT Dilla. Oh. I wonder if there's a way of making it easier to see all these.
How many do you get? Do you get like 2 at a time, or you get like 5 at a time?
I got like 2 lines.
So just like do a quick swipe up from that, and it'll expand it a little bit. It should.
No.
Nothing?
Oh. My keyboard came up, and then I just see the bottom. This is dope. 45-minute version of
Precipice. I support that. I support the 45-minute version of Precipice. That song is lit. I love that song.
Oh, look at it. It's just the Bellis. Cool. A lot of my friends.
Yeah, you got a lot of people tuned in, bro. This is really, really great. Really appreciate people tuning in for this interview.
Mr. B. Slang Tang. Yo, well, I may have one version for Slang Ting. All right. Don't make me start talking French and Spanish now.
I mean, you could do it. I mean, how many languages do you speak?
Just one. Human.
Human.
I speak human. Yeah.
Damn, that's one more.
If I hang out with you for long enough, we can communicate.
That's awesome.
I mean, we can communicate right at the beginning, but the longer we hang out, the more in detail.
But you definitely have a few languages under your belt, though.
You know,
got a few.
French is pretty good. Spanish is getting there. The French, I hit critical mass a long time ago, so I can never forget it. Spanish, I never studied it, but I use it much more. So, you know, the more you speak it, the fresher it stays, and you know what I mean?
I hear that. What's this supernova that's coming up?
I guess that's in September. Supernova is this huge, awesome ska festival that's in Virginia every year. Obviously, we didn't have it last year because of the coof. It looks like Gideon says Yiddish in Yiddish. Supernova. Bring the stubborn merch table too. Sean Kennedy. Yes. Yes. Precipice. All right, cool. No, that's Yiddish. So what's going on? Where are we at?
We're
It's
good, bro. I
distracted.
mean, that was really it. I just wanted to get an idea. It was really nice to hear your musical background, what kind of stuff you're going to do on Sunday. Definitely wanted to plug the event a little bit. If anybody that's, tuned in right now wants to ask some questions to King Django about anything, feel free to type them into the
Merch.
comments. But, we're really looking forward to the show on Sunday because, the sounds are awesome. Definitely. And by the way, King Django is like, man, on this musicology, you're like a walking encyclopedia, bro. Like, I could ask you questions all day about things. I've learned so much from you over the years.
Right on. At the end of the day, it's very simple.
What's very simple?
Everything.
Everything?
Yeah, it's just love, man.
Fact.
That's it. At the end of the day, it's just that.
Man, I was a little bit disappointed to hear that the garden isn't popping up like it was last summer, man.
Well, I have a lot of stuff going on with the house, and so it's a little early for the garden to be popping. Like normally, the last 2 days and have been Jewish holidays, so I haven't been trying to do any work. But I had got a couple dozen okras in the ground, and I got about maybe 15, 16 tomato plants in. But normally this is kind of the week that everything happens. The week coming up, like May 15th in this zone is kind of where it's at. And I learned my lesson hard this year because I was in such a rush to get the okra. I had the okras better than I ever had them before. They were nice and big and healthy and all bang, ready to go. And I put them in too soon. And I didn't know. And so I had to learn since then that it's not the air temperature for okra, it's the soil temperature. And I put them in the ground when the earth was still too cold.
Oh, I see.
But now I know for next year.
Do they look like they're going to make it, or are they a little sad right now?
It looks like, about half of my Japanese ones are going to make it. And about 2/3 of the ones that actually came from plants that were grown here previously are going to make it. But I just, normally you would actually start them from seed in the ground, like right around now. So I'm not really behind. It's just that I don't have the lead that I had given myself. I lost my lead,
And remind me the name of the type of gardening you do and what it entails, because it's like really
it's kind of like I don't really have a specific style, but it kind of incorporates elements from no-till gardening with like beyond organic. So like I don't add anything into the garden that didn't come from here, for the most part. If I do, it's organic, but it's like more incidental in the sense that it's like seed starting mix or potting soil that's organic that I just use to get the plants started. But other than that, everything I use is just from cutting the trees and cutting the grass and making mulch and yard compost, like kitchen compost and yard compost. So I don't buy chemicals from the store, whether they're organic fertilizers or I don't use any pesticide or nothing like that.
And I'm sure there's a few people in here, myself included, that are looking forward to that Virgin City hot sauce, baby. That stuff is no joke.
I didn't get to make any last year because the kitchen was boom, gone by that time.
That's true.
So, but I'm still just finishing off the 2019s. That's the end of the 2019s. And I still got mad dehydrated peppers. And I eat them all the time.
Do you make the hot sauce from the dehydrated pepper, or do you use...
No, I make them from the fresh.
The fresh pepper, right? Okay.
Yeah. But it's more just to preserve them, Somebody told me you can freeze them too, but My freezer's not that big. I need to get one of them big garage freezers to freeze up the peppers.
For sure, for sure.
Or like an ice cream freezer.
Well, I don't know if we want to take it back to the music a little bit, but I just want to
I
remind
see more
everybody
people.
that tuned in. Yeah, people have just been tuned in. This is really cool. Like,
Oh,
it's
Richmond in the park. Cool. That was fun. See you this fall. Yeah. Yo, what up, boy? And me not get none at all. No hot sauce tea? Oh man.
Do you have any releases that are coming out soon or records you're working on
Um
currently?
so I've been working on like restocking, repressing some old vinyl. We just repressed Stubborn All Stars back with a new batch pretty recently, and then right after that, a new mix of the open season 45, which is just side one and side two, part one and two of open season, the song. And the one that's out for pressing right now is the Forthright's Other People with My Anywhere I Roam on the other side. So that's another version situation because it's the A side is their song, and then the B side take away their vocals and make a new song on it. And that was the title track of my album. I think it's 2012 or 2013. So yeah, and then we definitely have some new things coming out. We just put in some compilation tunes with Inspector 7 for a compilation from Mexico called Yo Soy Ska. And so there's a King Django track going on that and an Inspector 7 track going on that. We should have an Inspector 7 EP coming out soon. King Django Stubborn All Stars track on Specialized Project, which is coming out later this year from England, which is like a benefit project for Children's Specialized Hospital. And a bunch of other stuff, keeping it going. And then we have some stuff lined up. Next year is going to be the 30th anniversary of the formation of the Stubborn Records label.
Let's go.
So,
Big 3.
We got some surprises up the sleeve.
Nice.
That. Scoochie. Oh, Scoochie's in Richmond. So Scoochie's not doing Inspector 7 at the moment, but, I have it on authority that Scoochie is always welcome to do stuff with Inspector 7 anytime he wants to. I have that on authority.
Well, there you go. Scooch out to Scoochie.
Yep. He's just far away. He's in Richmond, so.
Word.
But Scooch, if you want to put a solo on something, just hit me up. Brimstones. True. Sauce Boss. Yo, Danny Rebel. Danny Rebel's a badass. Let me tell you something.
Word.
Yeah, I'm a Danny Rebel fan, no doubt.
Yo, I got a crazy request that I don't know if you will actually do or not. But you see that trombone that's behind you?
No, I'm not picking it up.
Pick that.
I just got over Jewish holiday. I haven't touched it in days. No, I can't do it. I haven't touched it in days.
You can't? You got to warm up first, right?
Literally can't. Even if I wanted to. It would be like, it would sound better if I just put the phone by my butt and start farting.
Yo, give us a little bit of an insight into what it's
I
like.
sound pretty similar.
You play a lot of different instruments.
Yeah.
How many instruments do you play?
None well, I would say.
Oh, stop with that.
They're kind of like a. Yeah, I don't know if there's a melodica around here. I'm dry and thirsty. What was the question?
How many instruments do you play, and what are your favorite instruments?
Well, like, I guess I must be stupid because, like, I'll try to play anything, but instruments are hard. They're easy to get going, but they're not really easy to get really good at, you know? You gotta put your time in. So I haven't touched what in days, you dirty pervert. My trombone. Oh. Oh, what was the question?
I didn't ask one yet. We were talking about instruments and stuff.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, like, you know what? My trombone is still my favorite, but it's like probably the hardest one out of all of them that I ever played.
What makes it so hard?
Just look at that freaking thing.
It's like a long ass tube.
It's
bro.
like a cup. It's a cup with like a pipe on it that just gets longer and shorter. That's all you have. You know what I mean?
How old is the trombone? Is that like an ancient?
How old is it? I don't know. It goes back to the sack butt, but I can't Google it because. But it's old. I mean, horns are, you know, I think it's older than trumpet, but for sure because the valve wasn't invented till much later. So I think it's like, you know, pretty primitive as far, you know. I mean, I think horns are like pretty primitive instrument. They go back way far.
And you were saying before that hearing ska music was what got you into trombone, right?
Yeah, specifically, you know, Rico Rodriguez and Don Drummond.
Nice. What were some of your favorite songs from that era?
Don Drummond's kind of awesome because all of his songs are like lessons practically. But I mean, I remember like you know, it depends when. Like when I first started, I remember the first song I ever learned on trombone was Guns of Navarone, which is Scatolites. But then I remember learning like there's a Rico album called That Man Is Forward. And I remember hanging out with that record a lot, learning a lot of those tunes, a lot of the classic, you know, Don Drummond compositions, like Man in the Street, which is really simple, Confucius, which is pretty tricky for trombone. Rico, I actually learned the Rico version of that first because he plays it in B flat, and it's a lot easier. The original version's in C. So it makes it a bit trickier on the trombone. And I mean, just all them Scatolites, you know, and a lot of Rocksteady stuff, like early Rocksteady that still had a horn section, like Train to Scaville. Again, very simple, but the whip was one of my favorites to play way back in the day with the Boilers. There's a Don Drummond song called I'm not clear on the title because different records listed as Roll On Sweet Dawn or Heaven and Hell. So it's one of those two titles. Yo, what's up? Dandelion. Smiling. Smiling is a good one. What was the question? I can't see what this says. Victor Rice. Victor Rice does the whip? I didn't know Victor Rice does the whip. That's wild. Yeah, I used to play the whip in the Boilers. A lot of tunes.
What was the first band you ever played in?
The first band I ever played in, I believe it would have been, you know, so this would be like late high school, either like 11th or 12th grade. And my friends had a band. I did not play an instrument yet. But I was already interested in like singing or toasting, Jamaican style toasting. So that was the first thing I really did was that. But they were like, I stayed over at my friend's house and the band was rehearsing the next day. And they're like, yo, why don't we play Madness and you can sing Madness? And I don't remember if they were playing the Prince Buster version or the Madness version, but I was singing the Prince Buster version for sure. And so then they were like, cool. So when we play that song, you'll sing with us. And then that year is when I kind of started messing with the trombone. But I would say I don't really consider having started playing trombone until maybe like almost 2 years later when I got my own trombone. And so that band was either called, depending on what day, you want to start it at. I think when I started singing with it, it might have still been called, but I don't remember which direction it went. It had two different names. It was Granfalloon and it was Legion of Decency. But I feel like I don't remember which one came first and which one came second. I'm sure my friends that were in it do know. Yo, that's Tim. What's up, Tim? The big, yo, that's yeah, boy, thanks for the shirt. That's cool. Alex Brander, drummer on the Virgin City Posse album, which I'm in the middle of finishing for the last several years.
Sometimes it be like that.
Yeah, because we restructured it a couple times, and then the whole point of it was like we restructured it geared towards touring, and then COVID. So then, whatever, Felipe.
Like, COVID's a little bit of a tired topic that comes up, but like,
I know.
Tell us like what making music has been like for you over the past while, like
over the past COVID.
Over the past COVIDs.
Well, I hadn't played the trombone for like 10 months from like who said that? Matt Wixon. Oh yeah, Matt Wixon is a Vonnegut fan. Yeah, like I wasn't playing trombone since so we played a lot of Oktoberfest gigs in 2019. I do an Oktoberfest band where I sing in German and we play a lot of pretty traditional Oktoberfest material. And we throw in some curveballs too, because I think that's pretty traditional for Oktoberfest. But so I started practicing trombone a lot more. I wasn't leaving the house, so there was a lot more, time here. Instead of, I've been doing this a long time. So at a certain point, I was like, I need to do some other things for my mind, and my body. I started going to the gym a lot. This was several years ago. I started going to the gym almost every day and like get pretty handy with a pistol, I must say. And I was like doing other things than playing. I was still rehearsing steadily, but I was more playing keyboards and hadn't really been focusing on the trombone. In the Oktoberfest band, I'll play the trombone on instrumentals and a tenor banjo while I'm singing. So basically just started practicing a lot more trombone and, just kind of hanging out in the studio and really more focusing on the label again. I was doing a lot of stuff with the label and mail order. So, basically that's the answer to that.
So when was Stubborn Records founded?
Well, let's see. Next year is 2022. So by deductive subtractive mathematics, that would leave us at 1992.
Oh yeah, 30th anniversary is coming up.
No, I don't think I'm going to play bagpipes, although, I find them fascinating. But I don't think I'm going to pick those up. I understand it's not that easy.
I'm not supportive of that. I'm just going to be honest.
Yeah, I don't really. I have nothing against them. I enjoy listening to them, but there's just so much time I have left. That's kind of why I stopped learning more languages, because I was like, all right, if I need to do this, I can. And I'll deal with it at such time,
Word. I guess I can respect like any type of musical instrument and like what it takes to get proficient at it. There's like two for me, like it's like bagpipes and tap dancing. Like I think it's a dope art form and I like to see it live, but it's kind of hard on my ears.
Tap dancing?
Yeah, tap dancing is like all the sounds I'm trying to EQ out of the mix.
I hear you. Jess DeBellis is my accordionist, so I don't need to play accordion. Jess, we're going to do Oktoberfest this year.
Woo,
let's figure that out.
Where's Oktoberfest going to be?
Oh, is anywhere that will have us.
Anywheres. So if anybody's out there got some gig leads, make sure you holler at King Django. Oktoberfest coming up.
Fun time. Oktoberfest band's pretty fun. But that might just be the beer talking. I don't know. Bolero, Sabbath. Be quiet, Rude Boy Buckwheat. Who told you that? Shh.
Oh, we got a leak over here?
Yeah, security leak, security leak.
Damn, this is dope. We've been
it's
going
not an
on.
album. Shh. It's not a whole album. Where did you get that information from?
Oh, you got to find the spy, bro. The mole is in there somewhere.
No, right?
Gotta flush him out. Damn, bro. This has been really dope. We're almost
it's
like
fun.
45 minutes.
Oompa for days. And Oompapa. Don't forget the Oompapa.
Chicago's dope.
Chicago. Yeah, I don't think that would go. Hey! Ska Beat City in the house. Andres Coter. Very awesome, talented individual.
Awesome.
Hey, it's Adam. Everyone's coming in so late.
Yeah, we're almost done over here. We've been at it for like 45 minutes already.
No way.
Yeah, bro.
Wonder I'm thirsty.
Yeah, man. So I guess we could wrap it up. I just want to plug one more time for people that are still watching. This Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, VTX Studios, youtube.com/VTX Studios. We have King Django Quintet, correct?
Yep, Quintet.
Quintet joining us. I don't know if you want to repeat the lineup one time in case anybody missed it. Just give a shout out, but
Ian Keratin on drums, Ian Young on bass, Tim Zielinski on guitar, Mike Benson on saxophone, and myself.
Let's go. It's going to be a great event, and I really look forward to having you over there. So,
Me too.
Sunday.
Yo, Vinny's my boy. In case y'all out there don't know,
I'm out here. I'm actually like 4 blocks from Version City right now. But
right now, that's a little more than 4, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
about a mile.
Okay,
it's about a mile
away.
Yeah,
4 long blocks. Yeah, man. Well, bless, bro. Thank you again for joining on VTX Studios tonight.
You'll be able to watch this later, right?
Yeah, when I stop it, I'm going to save the video, and it's going to get added to our Instagram TV, God willing.
All right, cool. So give me the link, and then we'll post it up.
Sounds like a plan, bro. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you.
And we'll pump it up.
All righty.
Bless.
Bless.
One love, everybody. One love.
One love. Thank you all for tuning in. Big thank you.
Ease.